I don't want to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. Hello and welcome to another installment of our quote series. My name is Jesse Durham. Welcome to the Durham Talents channel, where in this series we evaluate some famous quote from the world and look at it through an infinite banking lens. Today's quote is, I don't want to be rich, I just want to be comfortable. Now let me say, this was definitely not always the case, because I do believe that there was probably a time where I had this idea of work a career, eventually arrive at a retirement of being comfortably able to financially do the things that I would like to do for leisure, for pleasure. That's not the case now. Now I've adopted a much more never retire attitude. From reading some great books like Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash or Thou Shalt Prosper, Rabbi Daniel Lappin. He's actually got a chapter on never retire. And further scrutiny looking in the Bible about retirement, retiring. It's not a positive theme in the Bible. So with the evolution of my thinking having come about, when I hear a saying or a saying similar to that one of, well, I don't want to be wealthy, or I don't want to be rich, I just want to be comfortable, I balk at that saying now, because I've built up an intolerance, I suppose, a certain level of intolerance for that. But really, I think with a couple of good questions, such as, what do you mean by that? We can arrive at what folks are actually saying when they say that quote or use a saying similar to that. So my question to you is, if you want to be comfortable, or any other word there, what does that look like to you? I would just encourage us all, because I had a very vague idea, I believe, of being comfortable in the future or retirement in the future, and different things that were just not walked out, not planned out very well, not envisioned very descriptively. So what do you mean when you say, if you say comfortable? What does that look like for you? What plans do you have in place right now that are going to bring that comfort to fruition? So I do have a bit of an intolerance of that, because I believe that we should always be active, relationally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I think we should always be doing. Either you are growing or you are turning rotten, essentially. So the idea of being comfortable, I'm not saying there's no merit there. I do think that we should have improvement. And again, we could have improvement in every area. So again, specifically when we look at the infinite banking concept in comparison to a saying like this, I naturally gravitate to where Nash talked about him changing his mentality on retirement, and instead thinking in terms of passive income. Because again, if we have a level of passive income that accommodates what it is that we want to do, financially speaking, well then doesn't that liberate our time for what it is that we choose to do? So if we capitalize an entity that we own and control, and we can access funds therein to do the things that we would do or want to do otherwise, well, now it's a choice of what it is that we actually want to be able to do with our time. So no matter whether you're an employee, you're self-employed, maybe you run a big business, 500 plus employees, maybe you're a professional investor, regardless, if you're pursuing excellence in what you're doing, and you're vetting the idea, or you've already implemented, if you're a client, you've already implemented the idea of becoming your own banker, then I would just suggest that we look at, evaluate, envision, describe, mastermind about what it means to us to be comfortable, or what it will look like for us to arrive at passive income or retirement, what we want that to look like. We should have a plan. We should count the cost before we build the tower. We should check the maps before we sail on the ship. So instead of just hoping and mentioning comfort into the future. Let's put a plan in action that will actually help us to arrive there. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this saying. Put that down in the comments if you will. And if you want to have a conversation about how to implement the infinite banking concept into your household, your business, and your investing, then you can reach me at 828-817-4223, or you can email durhamtalents@gmail.com. This has been a great pleasure for me. I look forward to our next conversation. Have a great day. Take care.